Hey, welcome to Lead a Life Uncommon. This is Mary Bicknell, former psychotherapist turned badass success coach for women entrepreneurs who are ready to bust through any average, anything common, and finally create a life and a business where you can do whatever the hell you want to do whenever you want to do it. Ready? Let's go. How are you today? I hope that all is great. By the time you hear this and see this, it's been my birthday. My birthday month is in May. And, whenever I have a big event, and you're probably the same way, right? Tell me if you are. You have a milestone. So I've had a milestone birthday, and I love those times, whether it's the beginning of the year or the end of the year, or Thanksgiving or my birthday. I have these distinctive times throughout the year that I give myself a moment to reflect on where my life is going, where my business is going, and what's going on. What am I grateful for? And where have I screwed up? And today we're going to talk about 5 mistakes I made building my $1 million business. And I want to share these with you because I wish I would have known these. And maybe I did know them, but I didn't live by them like I do today. And living by them, the corrections, right? Not by the mistakes, but by fixing these things has allowed me to truly catapult my income. And frankly, more importantly to me and my brand, it's given me so much more time, so much more clarity. And having just celebrated a birthday, this is what I needed. I needed to really look at where can I make improvements in everything I do inside my personal life, inside my business, and not from a like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. Not from that funk energy, but from a place of honest compassion and candor on where I'm wasting time, screwing off, fucking up, and where I'm doing things amazing and great. And then making the decision, what can I prune out of my life? What do I need to grow in my life? Like all the things, you have a big birthday, and what happens is that you do this evaluation. So today, when I'm sharing these 5 mistakes I made building my $1 million business, I want to really press upon you the simplicity in what I'm going to share. And it sounds so simple, and yet it can be, frankly, so challenging. So, number 1, as rigorous as I am working on my mindset, there were moments that it lapsed in my personal life and my business life. And when my belief, here's number 1, not working on my belief religiously and consistently. So when that happens for different goals that I've had in my personal life, it impacts my business. And then conversely, right, where I didn't work on my belief about possibilities in my business, it filtered over into my personal life. Let me give you a really concrete example. When I would fall off the working out bandwagon, I would beat myself up in my head. And so working on my belief that, yes, I can stay consistent in working out because I'm so consistent in my business. So yes, I can. The days that I wouldn't work out, I would just be like, Mary, why the hell not? And it would infiltrate my day-to-day workings in my business. I don't know about you, but sometimes that would make me feel like an imposter or a hypocrite. And I pride myself on not being a hypocrite, not being somebody who's pointing. Like all those people, I do it. So I really, really, really had to recognize that working on my belief about me being consistent in all areas, right? Not just my business. Really, remember that saying I've said to you many times, that how you do one thing is how you do all things. So then I started saying, oh my God, well, if I'm not consistently working on my belief about I can work out every day, where is that really actually showing up that I might be in denial about with my business? And some of those things showed up like, can I believe I can really consistently keep up the pace I'm doing? Can I consistently run live events, run live launches? And then I started asking myself, whoa, what do I need to believe? So for me, here's what I've been working on as far as my brain goes, right? My thinking, what you think about, you bring about. Your thoughts create your emotional state, and your emotional state impacts your behaviors, your actions or inactions. And of course, there's your results. So I've been saying to myself, what belief do I need to take on or evaluate as true or not true related to consistency in all areas of my life, not differentiating between my business? And the belief is, when I set my mind to something that I truly want, I always accomplish it. So then I had to say, well, God, maybe I don't really, really want to work out like every day. And then I went, oh my God, that's so true. I don't want to work out every day. Or I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to, because if I don't and literally something comes up, then I feel like crap. Have you ever had that moment? So I really worked on that. What is it that I really say I want? Do I really believe it? If I did believe it, that I really wanted it, I would work on it consistently, because consistency is the key. Number two, that's kind of, is hand in hand with number one a little bit, but not believing I knew enough. Even though I moved out before I graduated high school, I put myself through college. No one in my family went to college. No one has all the degrees. No one has millions of dollars. Nobody has a business. No one has 2 houses. None of that. I was bringing forward that programming that happened as a child, that maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm not good enough. And I had to ask myself, is this even true? Right? I am an entrepreneur. I've made millions of dollars. Throughout my career, right? My life, I have a degree in interior design. I'm a sales trainer. I'm a cognitive behaviorist. I'm a former clinical social worker. I like all these things. And believing I don't know enough just had me seeking, going, having that FOMO. Have you ever had that FOMO? Where you're just wondering. And I want to give to you that when you stop looking outside, that's the difference. So I had to really sit with myself and say, what do I know that I know? What have been my accomplishments? What have my clients have accomplished? So huge, major, amazing things. Not believing I knew enough. Doing the inner mind work on loving myself and realizing I'm a badass, like really allowing that. Here's an example. One of the things is the first time I had $100,000 month, it was $115,600, $700. Or even the first time I had a $67,000 month, or frankly, even the very first time I signed a client, I didn't celebrate it. I did not acknowledge the work that I had put in, the time that I invested. And I was in this moment of like, what's next? What's next? When you're in that moment of what's next, that like energy, that feeds the concept that you don't know enough. Maybe you're missing something. When in reality, when you can sit and be calm around the reality that right now, you know enough to help people. If you're in my world and you're listening to this, Lead a Life Uncommon, you want to lead a life uncommon. You're already a service provider. You're already a helper. You're already a coach, consultant. You already have a business that allows you to help another human. And can you acknowledge, like I did, that it may be true that I didn't have all the answers in the beginning on how to build a business. But when I was successful, then I recognize that I know more than enough, and I have my own thoughts and ideas on what works for my clients. Frankly, this is one of the reasons I stopped being a clinician. It was just like, it was so regulated and so constrictive, and that is just not my vibe. So if you're someone who likes to be be a little bit of a rebel and do your own thing, I had the belief knowing I could help people. And it was this weird moment of there were times that I didn't know if I knew enough, or maybe there's something better, or no, I knew more than enough. Clients are getting super incredible results. I have an amazing business. Like, I know more than enough. Now, saying that doesn't mean that I don't still have a coach. Number 3 is, here's where I made a mistake. I would just hop around from coach to coach to coach to coach to coach, and this idea and this idea and this idea and this idea, and stay with somebody 6 months and stay with somebody 5 months and 6 weeks in this course. And let me tell you what happened. It really confused me. Now I have one coach. I'll be without coach for a while. Why? Because I want to go deep. I want to become masterful. And what happens is, and by the way, I'm inviting you to come work with me for a long time. When you go deep on a process, deep on your mindset, deep on a methodology, deep on a path, a plan, a mapping out of your entire business, you become masterful. And with mastery comes simplicity. With mastery comes more money, more free time, more confidence, more calm, more peace. But when you're like, you start with this person for a little while and you've got to learn their whole philosophy and process and dynamic and and then you're there, and before you can even get traction to implement and do the thing, you're like, it's on to the next thing. That was a huge mistake. So I want to encourage you, whether it's me or somebody else, like, go find somebody, stick with them, and become masterful on their process. Like, make a decision. Number 4, not sticking with one offer. And this is what happened. See if you can relate to this. I had this whole idea because I'm a creative person. I like change. I like things to shake things up. Here's the problem with this. Here's what cost me probably millions of dollars, actually. I had this concept that I would change from this program. I'd create this thing and I'd make this offer and I would come up with this 6-week thing. And then I would automate this thing and all these things. And on the outside, it looks like confusing as hell to the audience. On the inside of the business, it's a lot of moving pieces, right? A lot of automation, different web applications, different Facebook ads, like so many changes. The problem becomes, it becomes confusing to you and to your audience. And so I really bought into this whole lie. Like, I'm so creative though. I'm just a creative person. I have all these ideas. I want to help people. I hear this all the time with people. I have so many niches I want to help. I have so many. Pick one thing, get really badass good at it, be known for it, make a ton of money, then maybe add on. Get good at something. Literally, somebody today, I was talking to them, and they were like, they do one-on-one, they want to add a program, they want to add a course, they're doing like ebook, like all these things that none of them are done well. Well, if they're not done well, how do you ever get traction and mastery? So that was one of the big ahas that I had, is in the beginning of my business, not sticking with one thing and then doing tweaks along the way for improvement. And then when I've mastered that, then add on something else. Huge. And finally, the 5th thing was not doing the deep dive work on mapping out the next several years and building all the infrastructure to support it. So as a social worker, I love systems, right? And I'm just organized for the most part, even though I might have piles, but I'm organized. What happened is I had this thought. Here's my problem thought. So I want to give to you my thought error, my mistake in thinking. I thought, well, I'm so creative. I can't plan out the next couple of years. What if I want to just create a new program? I want to create a new thing. I want to create a new offer. And because of that, it was difficult to map out the next several years and make decisions from where I want to be. Let me tell you, let me say it differently. If you decide you want to do high ticket one-on-one consulting or coaching, and then you a few months later, you're going to create some 6-week program. And then you're going to, look at, I'm going to create a 6-month mastermind. You know what? Now I'm going to do a 12-month mastermind. You know what? I just want to go back to do speaking. I want to do this. I want to do that. You have no ability to put into place today and make decisions today that will help you get to a bigger goal. So for me, my goals over the next several years, I'm making decisions today for those goals. And what happens is a lot of times is if you don't start planning like this, start thinking like this, you're just going to be thinking day to day. And let me tell you, my friends, that is fucking exhausting. That is so fucking exhausting, thinking day to day. And then you get in that funky, like grabby energy. I got to sign a client. I got to sign a client. I got to sign a client. Meanwhile, people are like, what is she even doing? Is she doing one-on-one? What's the name of her program? Blah, 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 blah. And it's confusing. And then you feel confused. And then you're not getting traction. You're not building upon what you've started, because you're constantly starting over with something new. Here's what I want to offer to you is that every single time you create something new, it's like a new baby. It's like a new puppy. It's like a new business. Every single offer is a new baby, a new business. So if next week you decide, I'm going to create this new program. How many babies can you take care of at one time? You got to get that baby grown up a little bit and got some independence, and then add on. Now, for those of you who have multiple children, hey, rock on. I got one kid, okay? And I want you to really consider if you are someone who has talked yourself into thinking that you're so creative and that you just want all of these things. I want to offer to you, could it be possible that's a distraction for you? That's what happened to me. Not having a single offer and then adding on an offer when the first one was cranking out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I allowed multiple things and the denial that I'm creative to be a distraction from actually doing the serious work of creating the sustainable, long-term sustainable business, which I want to help you create. And then scale up, right? I want to help you scale up. Take what you already have and let's look at what do you need to tweak? What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to prune? Where can you laser focus in? Now, I know some of you are going to be like, I could get bored. And I have this saying, like, get to the point where you're bored a little bit. Here's what boredom looks like now for me with my business. Ready? I don't have to overthink things. I don't have to scrutinize everything. I don't have to be so freaked out and worried or hyper or spazzo or like grabby or crushed from a launch. I am like, if you are exhausted from doing a big event or launch, you're doing something wrong. And sometimes having a little bit of structure and systems in place that can give you a little boredom or a little predictability probably is a more appropriate word to describe what we're looking for. Don't you want to have predictability in your business? Don't you want to have sustainability, stability in your business? If you're constantly changing shit up, it's impossible. I want to invite you to a business breakthrough, marybicknell.com/callwithmary. Let's look at your business and analyze which one of these 5 things might be costing you millions of dollars. Let me summarize them for you. Short, quick. Where's your belief? Are you working on it daily? Is shiny object syndrome in the way? Because that's going to cost you. Having too many offers will cost you. Not mapping out the next several years, 3 years, and making decisions to support that 3-year goal will cost you. Skipping around to coach to coach to coach to idea, or more importantly, going alone and trying to figure it all out. Nobly. With nobility, I figure things out myself. That's going to cost you. So take these 5 mistakes I've made and the 5 ways I've turned them around to feel so 100% confident and having created now a long-term, sustainable, predictable business that I legit can take a break from, and it's not going to all crumble. Take these, use them. Let's get on a call if you need to review them, and go make it a big, bold day today. Big, bold life in biz. That's what you deserve. That is going to allow you to lead a life uncommon. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Lead a Life Uncommon. I am so excited and pumped out of my mind for you. My job, my goal, my mission is to help you create the life that allows you to jump out of bed every single morning. And I know a lot of it comes from your thinking. I want to give you a little something. Head over to marybicknell.com/podcast. I want to give you the guide to your hidden thoughts about money and success. Inside, you're going to get some ahas about what might be holding you back from creating all the financial abundance that you want. We'll talk soon. Bye now.